Welcome to the It's Swift Sports channel. I'm your host, It's Swift. Today is draft day in the NFL. So what better than doing a mock draft? Alright, so with the first pick, it's pretty obvious. I think everyone knows who's going first. It's going to be Fernando Mendoza to the Raiders. With the Jets, it's been an argument, Arvell Reese, David Bailey. But I believe the better player, I know recently they canceled their meeting with David Bailey, but it's probably just a smokescreen. So, with the second pick, I believe the Jets are going to draft David Bailey. If I can press it. The Cardinals third, they talk about not taking Jeremiah Love. But let's be honest. They need everything. I don't think they like Arvell Reese that much. They're not going to take a receiver when they have what they believe to be a really good receiver that they drafted recently, and Marvin Harrison Jr., and also the breakout year last year with Michael Wilson. So they're not going to take Carnell Tate. So I do think they will take Jeremiah Love here at 3. Because of this, I think the Titans will look to move down because people want to trade up for Arvell Reese. And someone who will is most likely the Commanders. So I think the Titans, the Commanders, and the Titans will have Tennessee's first for their first. Washington will offer their third and fourth round this year for Tennessee's fifth and a sixth. So with the Titans trading back, oh wait, why didn't I do it? Hold on. I traded future picks, that's why. Well, now I messed everything up. Oh well. No, not 6. I think their first, their third, and their fourth for a first and slight trade up in the fourth. We'll have the Tennessee Titans trading back and the Commanders trading up. With pick number 4 now, Commanders trade up, take Arvell Reese here. I think with the Giants at pick 5, trade away Dexter Lawrence. There's no good defensive tackle here, but I think they do want to beef up their defense back a bit, in which they'll take the most athletic player in the draft, in Sonny Styles. The Browns need a lot of stuff, and one of that is to protect Shedeur Sanders, which I believe they'll move on with next year as their starter. So they're going to take Francis Magoa out of Miami with the 6th pick. Now, with the Titans trading back, their franchise quarterback Cam Ward played in Miami, so who else better for them to take while needing an edge rusher as their biggest need? A guy from Miami, Ruben Bain. So with pick number 8, the Saints need a receiver, and they already have previous success with Ohio State receivers drafting Chris Olave. So I believe here they're going to take Carnell Tate to beef up the receiver. After losing Rashid Shaheed, you don't have much besides Deshaun Veal after you get past Chris Olave, who has injury history. At pick 9, you have the Chiefs trading away their top corner this offseason. They pick up Mansour Delane at cornerback out of LSU with pick number 9. The Giants, again, back on the clock because of trading away Dexter Lawrence. This would have been the Bengals. Right now, they don't have much receiver depth and it's in question with Malik Nabers coming back next year of how well he'll be at his form again. So you have Mekhi Lemon from USC, who's shown a lot of talent in college, and he's hyped up prospect. I believe they're going to take him at number 10. The Dolphins, I have a lot of pain in my heart watching this team this year as a fan. They need everything. I'm going to be 100% honest. They don't want to reach here for Jordan Tyson, but they do need a safety after trading away Minka. So they actually come here and draft Caleb Downs at number 11. The Cowboys, there's been a lot of rumors that George Pickens won't sign a long-term deal after this franchise tag. So they need another receiver too, and maybe they'll trade away George Pickens after, with drafting Jordan Tyson here at 12. And that goes to the Rams, who need an offensive tackle. So they're going to choose between Spencer Fano or Monroe Freeling. Messed that up. But I have a feeling that they will take Freeling out of Georgia at pick 13. Alright, so with the next pick, the Ravens at 14, they tried to trade for Max Crosby. That failed. They pick up Trey Hendrickson, so they solve their edge rushers, but there's still a problem in the middle of the D-line at defensive tackle, which the Ravens will solve here with Peter Woods out of Clemson, big dude up front, in the middle, force to be reckoned with. The Bucs at pick 15 will take Jermod McCoy out of Tennessee, lockdown corner, beef up their DBs. Anything would help. The Jets, a lot of people see Ty Simpson going here. I don't think he's a first-round talent. I think the only first-round talent out of this draft class at quarterback is Fernando Mendoza. Any other quarterback goes in the first round, reach. Don't think they belong. So, with this 16th pick, they're going to try and beef up the O-line to give Geno Smith some time, because we saw him on the Raiders last year. Their O-line's terrible. He needs help. And what better than the biggest guy in the draft in Kaden Proctor? Now, the Lions, not that great of a season. Realistically, they need a drafted coordinator. That's what they need. After Ben Johnson left to go to the Bears, their offense struggles. They traded away their backup running back and Dave Montgomery to the Texans. You still have Jahmyr Gibbs, so that's not a problem. But their O-line is getting a bit shaky with some retirements and stuff like that. So they're actually going to take Spencer Fano with the 17th pick. Alright, so with pick 18, the Vikings are on the clock. And they're going to take someone who came to visit them. It's not in one of their top 5 needs, but I believe they actually really liked his visit. And Kenyon Sadiq is honestly a good, solid draft pick at this late in the draft. So with the 19th pick, the Panthers are on the clock. I do think they will try and beef up their secondary, and Dylan Tinham out of Oregon, safety, right there. I think back-to-back DB picks will be taken with pick number 20 coming from the Dallas Cowboys. They will take Colton Hood out of Tennessee. So at pick 21, the Steelers will see our first interior offensive lineman rather than just a bunch of tackles. I'm not going to butcher his name, so offensive guard out of Penn State will be drafted here by the Steelers. The Chargers, solid offensive tackles. Unluckily, not a healthy season for them. So I think they'll avoid the O-line. And I think they'll focus on defense with Keldrick Falk right here at pick 21. The Eagles, known for their Georgia players, they see one on the field at Christian Miller, they won't take it. They don't need defense tackles. They have Jordan Davis. He might spit on someone again and get suspended. They might need him. But I don't think that will happen here. With the rumors of A.J. Brown possibly requesting a trade to the Patriots, they might be looking at a receiver here to replace that. And I think that will happen, but not Omar Cooper. They will go with Casey Concepcion out of Texas A&M. The Browns see, 16th overall player keeps dropping. It's our need, offense tackle. So I think this right here is where Caleb Lomu comes in from Utah, going to Cleveland at pick 24. The Bears would love to take a running back here. DeAndre Swift wants to play there. They got Kyle Monangai, but they really want a star-powered running back. If I ever see anyone trade up to number 3 for Jeremiah Love, if the Cardinals want to trade back, I think it will be the Bears. Out of anyone, it will be the Bears. But in my mock draft, I don't think they'll trade up. I think they'll stick at 25. They need a receiver. They traded away DJ Moore. Rome Odunze looked absent sometimes in those games. Luther Burden is still coming into his second year. So I think they'll keep their young core of receivers and draft Omar Cooper Jr. right here at 25. Now, the Bills, it says edge rusher. One guy that's not projected to go in the first, but are really talented that I think everyone's sleeping on. He was almost considered for the Heisman last year. There's a strong case for him, but he never ended up as a finalist. You scroll down to Jacob Rodriguez. He can rush, he can play linebacker, and they need both edge and they need both and linebacker. So why not take Jacob Rodriguez out of Texas Tech, highly skilled player, highly slept on, at pick 26. So at pick 27, I personally believe that the 49ers won't like anyone. And I know I said before, I don't think anyone should draft a quarterback in the first round. But after looking through all this, I think this is where the 49ers don't like anyone, want to trade down. So I think the Cardinals actually come in to try and jump over the Jets with the 49ers. They trade pick 34 and pick 104 for pick 27. There's a 7th round for next year, with the 5th round for next year from the Cardinals. So a second and a 4th from this year and a 5th from next year from the Cardinals to trade up into the first round for pick 27 this year and a 7th round from Kansas City next year with the 49ers. Where the Cardinals now jump up and they want to take Ty Simpson instead of the Jets taking him in the early 2nd round. So they get their quarterback. I don't think Ty Simpson will be great. There's not much history of Alabama quarterbacks coming out to be that great. So here with the Texans at 28, I think they will take a big guy in the middle, Caden McDonald from Ohio State. They need a defense tackle. They just re-signed. Oh my God. So, at pick 28, I think the Texans, they already have great edge rushers and Daniel Reese, Hunter, and Hunter. So, at pick 28, the Texans are on the clock. They have 2 great edge rushers and recently extending Will Anderson and also Daniel Hunter on the other side. So I think they'll go from the outside to the inside, beef up that, make it one of the scariest defensive linemen to go against, and get Caden McDonald out of Ohio State right here at pick 28. So at pick 29, the Chiefs here need an edge rusher. There's a great guy. You got Ruben Bain in Miami getting all the highlight, but Akeem Mesidor was very close in talent. There's a high level of Ruben Bain, and Akeem Mesidor was there, close, not there, but he was getting shadowed by that, so people don't talk about him as much. But a great player And Akeem Mesidor will be going at 29 to the Chiefs. And I think the Dolphins will go back-to-back DBs right here. And they will be taking D'Angelo Pons out of Indiana to pair up with Caleb Downs that they had taken before. So with pick 31 of the first round, you had the Patriots on the clock. Their offense looked great. Keep pushing the whole time. They fell back a bit because of Will Campbell getting hurt. But looking at the Super Bowl alone, the only player that it looked like was on their defense was Christian Gonzalez. So I think the Patriots will try and work on the defense in the first round. And they like this guy, Christian Miller, out of Georgia, at defensive tackle, right here, at pick 31. So with the final pick in the first round, the Seahawks are on the clock, defending Super Bowl champs. Their D-line looks great. I don't fully understand why their team needs edge. They have so much that can just get put right there. So I think they'll actually go offense out of Texas A&M. Chase Bissonitis, offensive guard, at pick 32, will round out the first round of the NFL draft. So to go over my picks, all right here. I highlight Fernando Mendoza. You had the Commanders trade up with the Titans for Arvell Reese, and then Titans still get Ruben Bain at pick 7. You had the Cardinals jump out of the with their early pick in the second round into the first to get Ty Simpson at 27. And all the grades here, it says Caden Proctor's an F. I don't know what to say there. These are my picks. Let me know yours down in the comments. And if you enjoyed, like the video. Let me know what you want to see. I will be giving grades of the actual draft once it's done tonight. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.